So this time around has been such a different experience. It's been mind-blowing. Every time I've made a decision to go forward, I've thought that it was going to be horrible and hard, and like this all started with wanting to start healing my medical journey. Being a woman in a bigger body in the fitness industry has been quite the journey. Let's talk about it. So go back and watch my other vlogs if you want to see all the crazy stuff that I went through to get to this point. How even with a bunch of certifications, like through NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine, such as corrective exercise, personal training, group fitness, and teaching at a gym working at a gym for 3 years, managing it, including training clients, training the instructors, all of these things, people still didn't take me seriously. And going into the personal training field was a very difficult thing to do. In fact, so hard that I ended up leaving the fitness industry for the last 7, 8 years probably. And now I'm back in it. And it's been a very, very, very different journey than it was before. Holy cow. Anyways, so this time around has been such a different experience. It's been mind-blowing. Every time I've made a decision to go forward, I've thought that it was going to be horrible and hard. And like this all started with wanting to start healing my medical journey, which again, like you can go back in the vlogs if you haven't watched them yet to find out more information on all that. But I ended up getting 2 jobs in the fitness industry, not just one, but 2. One being at a regular traditional gym, and one being at an integrated wellness center. And the one at the integrated wellness center was the second that I stepped foot in, I was like, I have to be here, because that was the one attached to a hospital that was like, I need to do this to heal my medical journey, because I'm not afraid of a gym. I am afraid of hospitals. Well, I'm not afraid of hospitals, but afraid of not being taken seriously, and frustrations, and all these different things. But this has been very healing in that as well. Well, first of all, my Monday classes and my Tuesday classes are my regular ones over at Carl. And Tuesdays, I was having some issues connecting and like getting on the same page with my students. I don't know what was going on, but the members just weren't understanding. But then last week, it finally something changed, and it clicked, and the people that were making some complaints before were now telling me that it helped. I don't think I even changed anything. And maybe I did, and didn't know it, but I didn't think that I did. Then Thursday I co-taught, so Wednesday, I wasn't planning on co-teaching Thursday, and then Wednesday I had a meltdown because I was like, I hate that class so much, and that's why I don't want to do this. But then, like the next day, like that was the only day that I felt that way. Like I don't really like that class, but like it's the only day that I like felt so strongly. Like I had like 3 or 4 meltdowns. I also took yoga for the first time that day. I liked it. What? Who am I? But I took yoga on Friday too. I didn't like that one. They were the same. They were called the same, so I thought they would be very similar, but like they were a little bit different. And I didn't really like the one on Friday so much. I loved the instructor. I just didn't like, and I know there was a lot of people that liked how it was, but I didn't particularly like how that one went. But I also did hydro massage for the first time. That was interesting. If you've never been in it before, I don't know if I have pictures or not, but I'll insert a picture if I do. I don't know if I do. It's this like chair that like is a layback chair that you sit in. And this like mat underneath has this water that like does like water pressure through. So throughout your entire backside, you get this massage. It's a weird thing. I think I liked it, just not on my head. And then, so Thursday I co-taught with the teacher again, and it went well, actually. This time I did a different style because it's normally how she does it, and she thought it would be a good idea. Just to see, for the people that take her class, to see that I can teach more than what I was doing before, because then maybe it would build more rapport. So we did that, and she told me that that's where I shine. here's why. It's because I'm very much teacher at heart. Like I've no matter what I've done, teaching has always been like integrated in it. And also because of the personal training and working at the gym background, that style, and plus taking water exercise for 3 years, that's very similar to what I've taken. So like the combination of all those things, like, you know, the gym, my background, it's like 10 years of experience versus 2 weeks. So that's part of it. But also like teaching, like the cues, being able to talk through, teaching why we're doing it, getting people to work harder, push harder, get the right form, all of that stuff. Like those are all things I actually do like doing. That type of workout though, I would get tired of real fast. So I don't mind if I have to sub or do it on occasion or whatever, but I would get bored with it real fast. Whereas the one that I'm doing, the dance that I'm doing currently, is a bit more of a challenge for me, and it like flows better teaching it because I'm very musical, so that like it keeps me more engaged. So we'll see what happens with all of that. So at 4 Seasons, I'm still not entirely sure what exactly is going on with my schedule. We're talking about adding 3 different classes. We'll see where that goes. It's been an interesting journey. And then, oh yeah, I skipped ahead. So last Monday, I had a new orientation for Carl and the wellness center, integrated wellness center. So what I learned so much, and it so lines up with so many things I'm so passionate about. And like, I love 4 Seasons. I've been having a blast there, but Carl is a passion project for sure. Like, excuse me. So everything that I've been building with you guys for these past, I think, 7 years, the brand that I've been building and working with you guys on, the core values, Carl matches up with so many of those core values. And something that I was frustrated with over the last, like, I don't know, 15 years or so, and thinking that it was still the same, but like things have evolved over the last like 10 years, but it's been kind of like a slow evolution. So like, two things that something that I had been frustrated with was I am so about preventative care. And I'm like, preventative care is so much cheaper than having to go see the doctor or go to a hospital or any of these things that whatever comes up that's wrong. And so like, I've very much been adamant and about preventative care and so passionate about that, and like never really fully realized the connection there of why I was so frustrated with the system. Like I sort of kind of did. I knew like I'm very much about a holistic approach first and medicine second, because if your body has an amazing ability to heal itself, and there are times we need medicine to help us, but oftentimes our body has an incredible ability to do it itself. So I'm very much about doing anything holistic first and then medicine second. And it felt like so much that the medical system was medicine first, holistic, what? Like, you're crazy. And so it was just like this frustrating thing. Whereas now I'm into this integrated wellness center, and I am finding out that the model has changed over the last 10 years. So how doctors, we actually work with physicians so that we do the preventative care side of things. So that like if oh my gosh, words, if physicians want their clients to do some sort of preventative care or like the therapy pool or different workouts or diet plans, things like that, our facility facilitates all of that stuff. We work with the Mark Center, which is like Down syndrome, multiple sclerosis, things like that. We have a conference center where we do CPR, where we do lactation classes, Maz classes, different things like that. So the Wellness Center, are experts in preventative care. So we work very closely with these physicians who want their patients to get preventative care and take those on. And so like, that's something that I'm so passionate about. And like, I never really was able to put words to exactly how I was feeling until that meeting. And I was like, yes, that's it. That is exactly it right there. And so that was really cool. But also, and just so many different core values that like I'd been working on to develop this brand that you see before you today, and aligns with what Carl teaches or talks about. And she was talking about the 4 different centers, because we have 4 different centers in the U.S. And I was like, okay, so if we go to one of these cities, can I visit the wellness center? And she's like, of course, I'll do you one better. If you want to move, you can go to one of those cities. And I was like, oh, excuse me. So I don't know, some of you guys may know this, some of you guys may not know this. I did this painting 6-7 years ago or so. I've had this desire to move to New York New York City so long. I love New York City since like 2005 maybe. I've never really known how to make it happen. I've moved other places. I have no idea why New York City's been like this. Well, I do now. And there's just been so many things that have been like, you would think that I would have entertained the thought before now, because it was just like boom, 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 boom. And I was like, no, that dream's long gone. But usually when you have a dream, it's not really gone. Sometimes it's just not the right time. And before about 6 months ago, I realized it wasn't the right time, because I didn't have the tools to deal with the emotions to live in New York City, because it takes a lot. It's crazy. There's a lot of people, which I love people, but at the same time, like, I've always been so afraid of them, because I had so much emotional damage myself, which, again, that is something that I've talked about in my previous vlogs. That's something too. Emotional and mental health connected to our physical health. That is a video to look out for, because that's something that you guys asked for more information on, and that's something, The Body Keeps Score, if you want a good resource. Fantastic resource. It's on Audible. If you can't get your hands on it, let me know. Leave a comment below. But those 2 things, I'm so passionate about that, because it's affected me so greatly. And up until the last like 6 months, I wasn't in a spot where I could have I didn't have the tools to deal with being in a place like that. As much as I like love people and love that environment and all that stuff, I would have been crushed. Just emotionally, mentally, like I would have been in a really bad spot. So I'm very thankful that it wasn't until that I didn't move there before now. But now I've been starting to think about it and figure out how to make this work. And so when she said that talked about moving, I was like, okay, well, if they ever open a center in New York City, let me know, because I've had this dream for so long, and now I feel like it's close to time to move there. And she was like, well, actually, they've been thinking about New Jersey, which is possibly very close. So, and like, if that happened, these are multi-million-dollar projects, so they're not quick projects. So that particular thing's not in the near future, unless some crazy thing happens. But that's one of those aspects that I'm like working out right now. I'm like trying to figure out how that fits in and what to do about that. And all that stuff. And I've been taking a whole bunch of classes too. At 4 Seasons, I've just been trying all these different classes. Like I started Stronger, so that's choreographed weightlifting. That was actually, so the instructor, I'm friends with the instructor. Well, I'm becoming friends with the instructor. And I was like, I walk in and I go, I don't know what I'm doing. And she's like, okay, I'll take you back there and get through the stuff, because she has to get a bunch of stuff. And she started grabbing all these weights. Before she did it, she was like, oh, let's go with this weight for the bar, maybe. And she was thinking about which weights, and I was like, maybe nothing for the bar. And she looked at me, and I looked at her. And she's like, well, I was gonna say whatever, 2.5 or whatever. And so I was like, okay, like these bars are not exactly light. I don't think this is gonna go well, because I haven't weightlifted in a few years. I've just been doing like a lot of water stuff. And I've been taking some of the other classes too, but like none of it's not been weightlifting. Water resistance works more than you think, and you're stronger than you think. That is what I learned. So I was lifting the weights that she brought fine. And in fact, one of the bicep exercises, because my upper body has always been way weaker than my lower body, one of the bicep exercises, I didn't even feel anything, and I was like, oh, I definitely should have went a heavier weight on this one. Whoops. So that taught me a valuable lesson. And I tried yoga. I've done Zumba. I've done that before though. I feel like I tried a couple of other classes. Oh, I tried Bar to the Beat. That was a different instructor. I thought it was going to be more ballet-like, but it was more like cardio mixed with choreographed weightlifting. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain what it was. It was not what I expected, though. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. I don't know. It's fine. But that one is 15 minutes after I'm done teaching on Tuesdays. And they're like right down the road from each other. Well, there's 2 Four Seasons and 1 Carl. And Carl is right down the road from the Four Seasons that it's at. So I did that. But I was so I barely made it on time. I was a few minutes late. But like, excuse me, I barely made it on time. But I'm like, this is too much. Trying to talk to members afterwards. Stay hydrated, folks. Trying to talk to members afterwards and trying to get to class on time. Like, I'm like, I don't want to do that again. So that particular class, I think there's like 1 or 2 other ones. But that particular one, I'm like, that one doesn't work out for me. I need to pick a different one if I try that again. I really want to do the kickboxing class because I've done kickboxing and Taibo videos before and I had so much fun doing them. Excuse me. Then I'm like, I really want to try this HIIT kickboxing class. But it's during the time that I teach. So I can't do it because there's only one. I'm like, so sad. So I need to check Carl and see if they have any because that would be really fun. So I don't know. That's where I'm at with things right now. And I'm putting out a lot more fitness videos for you guys. So if you have mobility issues in particular, anybody can do them. But if you have mobility issues in particular, that's really what it's geared towards. Like I said, anybody can do them. Because if you want a better workout, just do it on repeat. I explain a lot during them and make sure they're accessible for if you have leg mobility issues, if you have arm mobility issues, whatever it is. I'm really trying to make it accessible for everybody. So anybody can move their body and have fun doing it. So I'm putting out those. I'm putting out things like fitness hacks, the best workout routines, the most important parts of workouts. You guys asked for what I eat in a week, or I mean my exercise in a week. Sorry, my exercise routines in a week. I'll be putting stuff like that out. So over on TikTok, I'm going to be putting a lot shorter videos out. Over here on YouTube, I'll be putting a lot longer videos out. So just be on the lookout for all that stuff. Make sure you're subscribed to both places. That way you don't miss anything. And if you want to add your opinion to what's coming next, follow me over on Instagram, because Instagram stories is where I ask you guys all the questions, see where you guys stand with all the fitness stuff, see what you guys want. So if you want input, go over to Instagram, follow me there. So here, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Brixenta, YouTube, subscribe here. And I'll touch base with you guys next week. I believe in you, dream big, and take action. Bye!